Well, hello. So we've had quite an interesting week. Uh, last week, I've got to admit, I was rather surprised with what we got shown, the Picard trailer. No doubt there'll be a big debate over that one. We got into the Terminator trailer. I don't know what to make of that. I wasn't too impressed, to be honest. It was all right. Hey, Pete. How are you, mate? Are you good? Yeah. Did you have a good bank holiday? I had a good one. Did you go anywhere? Yeah, tonight's chat, the Picard trailer, and yes, we'll be getting into all that, Pete. Yes, actually, Pete, she's not. Hi, Jane, how are you? She's not transgender. She's actually a female actress. She's. I looked into her. She was in Mackenzie Davis. She's called. She was in The Martian. I think that's with the blonde hair at NASA. So I don't know why they're sort of going along with all this. I don't know. Just maybe they're trying to make a political point to get more people into the cinema, Right. So do we have on Pete? Yes, but I won't low bar beautiful. Real Talk channel. Did you have a good bank holiday? Hi, Michael. Welcome to the channel. Did you have a good bank holiday? Pete, film looks awful based on trailer. I found it very I found it very Terminator 2-esque, I found it extremely Terminator 2. Oh, Jane, it is confirmed that Matt Smith is not a Star Wars. I honestly, Jane, it's what they're saying, and he's going to play young Palpatine. Well, apparently that's what they're saying. We're in Empire magazine, other stuff. So I don't know. I like you, Jane. I looked on IDMB Wikipedia. I did dig in, and I came to the same answer. But apparently, according to other sites, he's in it. So I don't know. I really thought, a lot of people saying he's in it, and this is from official sites, So I don't know. Pete, film looks awful based on trailer. I totally agree. Pete, political correctness doesn't sell that many tickets. Carolina, Gabriel, someone here wants to be my foot slave. Well, I'll drop you my email. That will not be a problem. I don't mind being a foot slave. Not a problem. Pete, I won't be watching episode 9. I'm in two minds about episode 9, about watching it, I think I have to go see it to finish it off, Do you know what I mean? Peter and Christ Almighty, Jane, today they said that Matt Smith. All right, well, Jane, then you're right. Then I apologize. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I'm quite taken aback by it. It's Matt Smith. I'm positive he's in it. It's what they've been saying, Jane. But if you've dug around, I believe you. It would have been. I think he could have played off a young clone of Palpatine. I mean, I don't know. We've had this discussion about what is it? The 9th movie. So, guys, what do you think of the Palpatine? Not Palpatine trailer, the Picard trailer. Packing bottles of wine on his vineyard for 15 years. It's a bit sad, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? I don't think his character would go to that, Hang on, Jane, John Campier talks about this on his live stream too. Okay, then, Jane. Right, then, not in it then. I apologise. It's what I've been reading, Mike Zero, and all the others, even Geeks Again, that said he's in it. So, he's not in it. I did some digging around, and it's apparently is, but obviously he's not. Because his name would be in there, wouldn't it? I mean, his career hasn't really took off in America, has it? Uh, Pete, I'll watch Picard after I've heard some feedback. Jade, Mike Zero as a troll. But I'm not excited for Picard after I caught a nasty STD. Ugh. I'm quite excited for it. I've seen some of the pictures of the set and the uniforms and that. I'm quite happy about it, actually. It's looking all right. I'm hoping they can stick to it. Oh, all right, just some guys. Good to everything, mate. Hope you had a good bank holiday. So I don't know. Just some guys. Ta-da! Yes. So I don't know. The Terminator trailer, I just can't be bothered with. You know the whole Terminator thing. I think it's time to put Terminator to bed now. I really do think it's time to put Terminator to bed. I mean, how many bloody films are we going to get set in 21st century? Why can't we just go to the future and see the war being fought there? I mean, they've just milked it. And I think Arnie's the Terminator as well. I mean, I don't know. I really don't know what to say about it. Pete, I'll make Terminator future. Well, that's what I'd rather just see it in the future. With Skynet battling away till they get into the grid and destroy him. And then at the end of the film, he sends the first Terminator through, and that's it. It's finished. Yeah, I just can't be bothered with it. I mean, timeline must be more screwed up than all else. I thought the TV series had potential. The Sarah Connor Chronicles. That's actually been better than the last 3 movies. I did like Salvation. They could have finished it on Salvation. Just some guy, what's it for? Yeah. You know what? How long are they going to kick that franchise to death? Precisely. It's just, there's no point to any of it, is there? And now they're getting all like political and super left wing with it. I think they're going into immigration crisis in Mexico, the American border. I think they're sort of going into that quite a bit, aren't they? And it's all going to be set around that. And I can't be bothered. Why can't I just make a bloody Terminator film so we can go see it and enjoy it for what it is? But I'm bored at Terminator. It's like the last Predator movie when we got Iron Predator at the end of it. I just ain't got time now. And I gave up on the Alien franchise after Covenant. I just switched it off halfway through. I couldn't be bothered with it. Right. Just some guy, what's your thought? I know what you... And you know how long... Yep. Yeah, no, I agree. How long going to kick this franchise into death? They're just milking it. Just some guy, fancy bringing Linda Hamilton back. We're too late. We're too old. I blame the Expendables. I like the Expendables. I thought it were different. It were good. I think Dolph Lundgren got his career back on Expendables, didn't he? I'm a big fan of 80s action heroes, Peter Owen, I like the TV series. I was gutted when it got cancelled. They had her from that band in, didn't they? Is it Garbage? That Scottish band. I forgot her name now. Jane, I think they didn't go Matt Smith because there's too many characters in Star Wars Rise of Skywalker. Oh, God, yeah, and Solo's in it, Jane. They're all coming back. A lot of them. They're bringing them all back. Apparently, we've got Han Solo as an hologram, Anakin Skywalker as a ghost, Obi-Wan Kenobi as a ghost, Yoda, Anakin Skywalker. I mean, they're bringing them all back. They bring it bloody Ewoks back. Do you know what I mean? I have to finish this off, because if I do, then I get a chance to panic, But I do like Emperor Palpatine. I think he's the best Star Wars character. He's the most interesting. I'd like a film on Palpatine, actually. about when he met Darth Plagueis and stuff. I think that'd be interesting. Just like his younger years when he discovers he's got force powers. I saw Brightburn, guys. Go see it. Good God, it's absolutely spectacular. Honestly, I saw Brightburn. It were absolutely brilliant. Right, hang on. And it just needs a camera. Just some guy watched it and thought, you know what? How long are they going to kick that franchise today? Just some fans. Right, hang on. Jen, I think that. All right, Pete. Viva Le Yuan Connor. Iba! I'm getting all Speedy Gonzales there. Yeah, I know. Why couldn't we just go in the future with Terminator? Really. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker's not 3 hours as Avengers Endgame. Well, Jane, they've got a lot to fit in there because they've got 42 years of canon to sort of explain and put it all together in 2.5 hours. I don't think they're going to do it. I reckon the film will be nearly 3 hours. And I think, and it won't be as big as Avengers Endgame. I think Avengers Endgame will wipe as good. It's the biggest film of this year. Jane, I don't think that Aiden Christian is in Star Wars now. I think he might be because it's all over. It's been all over. He's a ghost because he was spotted on set, but he might have just been visiting. He's took quite an interesting turn in his career. He's gone for more independent movies now, hasn't he? He's been trying to get away from Star Wars thing. All right, Coco. Good evening, mate. How are you? Did you have a good bank holiday? Jane, Ian McDermott. Of course, Ian McDermott. Yeah, he's Palpatine. Do you know, I saw a picture of Palpatine and he scared me. Yeah, his teeth in his eye. He's quite a scary looking bloody character. I'm thinking about buying the hot toys of him, sat on the throne. I really am. I just love Emperor Palpatine. Yeah, that's the only reason I'm going to say it, because I'm going to say him. Rest of it, I couldn't give, honestly, after that last film, I just couldn't be bothered with it. So, Captain Picard spent 15 years on a vineyard packing bottles. So, I mean, for somebody like that, he wouldn't have ended up like that. I know he had some stuff happen to him with torture with Cardassians and especially what the Borg did to him as well. He didn't really, there were things that scarred him, weren't there? But I just don't think he'd sit on a vineyard for 15 years feeling sorry for himself. But we're going to find out in the next 3 months. I think it's on in September or October. I caught up with Orville. My God, I saw the last 3 episodes. Sheer genius. I just absolute brilliance. Orville surpasses itself again. And thank God we're getting season 3. Right, hang on. Coco, good bank call, mate. Hope you did. Yeah, I had a good one, mate. I went out with some friends for a meal on bank holiday Sunday. And I saw Brightburn Monday, which on bank holiday, which honestly, Brightburn was superb, mate. It really was. Coco, Picard ended up as an old man packing bottles in the last episode of C&J. In some ways, we've come full circle. Well, he might have a drink problem now. He's probably been pissed on vineyard for the last 15 years. Do you know what I mean? I think after what he's experienced, and Q's probably popped in for a drink. Q over years. I hope he's in it. I think Riker's in it. I think they're bringing Riker. Riker's going to be in the odd episode. So he's going to be interesting. But are we going to get the answers to the Dominion War and where the Federation is at? Because there's some mention of he commanded the biggest armada in history. So which is going to be sort of interesting. Do you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Hang on. I think Picard got PTSD after saving Romulus. Yeah, I think that's got. I think the Romulan Empire went into chaos after it got destroyed. Hang on, Pete Orville. Oh yeah, yeah. I've just watched last 3 episodes, mate. I watched them Monday night. Absolutely spectacular. Do you know what I mean? But guys, go see Brightburn. It's absolutely brilliant and creepy. Do you know what I mean? Jane Collider said days ago that Matt Smith told Collider that he's not in Star Wars. Right, he's not in it then, Jane. That's confirmed. Do you know what I mean? But I bet there's another post up at some point saying he's in it. You know, but I believe you, Jane. You're right. You've done your digging on this, so I wonder why they've been saying he's in it then. You know, do you know what I mean? Because I did check Wikipedia, and there were nothing there. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I'm going to say. I think I might go see Godzilla tomorrow. Yeah, I want that. Well, to be honest, I wasn't that bothered about Godzilla. I thought last one it was all right. It was a bit boring, to be honest. And I saw Kong. It's Kong and Skull Island. Didn't have time for that. You know. Clyde, just some guy. I'm trying to read my tea while typing. I feel like Rimmer and Red Dwarf attempting to text at once after that mind patch. Do you know one of my favourite episodes of Red Dwarf? You know, after he meets Ace and he's gone off to the next universe, and you just hear a voice. And tonight's Hammond recital night. You know, they're looking at his telegraph poles. I love Arnold Rimmer. Arnold Judas Rimmer. And he, you know. So I don't know. I think Godzilla. I did think about going to see it today, but I didn't get home till 5:30. So I think I don't know if I can sit in cinema for 2.5 hours watching that. You know, I have to just probably download it when it's somewhere on here. You know, I just don't know if I can be bothered with it. I used to be a big fan of Godzilla. You remember the old crazy movies? You know, the old Japanese manga ones, the real crazy ones. Godzilla Goes to Planet X and all that. I mean, I adored all that. And I loved the cartoon series when I was growing up. Coquelin. I have to say that The Oval has turned out to be one of my favourite shows in a long time. I hope it continues for many years. Yeah, I do. And how it gets political messages across is genius. Do you know what I mean? Like that, where the Macklins, you know, they're all males. And then the females sneak off and form a colony elsewhere. I found that genius, how he approached the situation, dealing with that instead of shoving it down your throat. And that's what I love about Orville. He is, I mean, to be honest, Orville is what Star Trek should be now. And you know, I love the battle scene with the Dolly Parton music as well. You know, when she made it to do with the spiritual fight and that, I just couldn't stop laughing. But I thought the two-part that finished it with the Kalon invasion were brilliant. Oh, because he didn't date her. Because he didn't date her. It all went to shit, you know. That one moment because he didn't date her. And I thought that was genius. No, I hope it goes for many years to come. Ryan, like, good evening. Oh, good evening. I hope you're. Ryan. I hope you had a good bank holiday, mate. Good evening. I hope you're all well. I'm looking forward to the new Godzilla. Hopefully, it'll be a return to form with the number of monsters involved. Well, I was just on about that. I'm in two minds about going to see it. I sort of enjoyed the last one, but it was a bit boring. But I don't know to say. I suppose I will most likely go see it tomorrow in the morning. You know, well, nobody's there. I mean, to be honest, to see King Ghidorah, I love King Ghidorah, you know. To see that CGI'd up, I think will be quite impressive. Do you know what I mean? Hang on, what's going on here? Right, let's go to this one. Right. So I don't know. I think it will be impressive. But I might wait till it comes online, you know. Captain Marvel's out in 2 weeks to buy on Blu-ray, isn't it? You know, so well, I'm not that bothered about that either. I won't say I've not seen Shazam yet. You know, AP. Oh right, no, Jane. Hang on, Jane. Right, Jane. Do you think that Luke Skywalker is alive? The photo of Luke Van Fair doesn't look like a ghost. Well, we all saw him disappear at the end, didn't we, Jane? You know, when he, phased himself across the galaxy to fight Kylo Ren. And he sort of just like vanished at the end. I assume he's ascended to the Force. Are they dead when they ascend at Force? I mean, it's like Stargate with the ascended beings, isn't it? I suppose that's what they are. Hang on, Pete. That photo was photo hop, Jen. Ah, right. Jen, have you seen John Wick 3? No, but I have it in my hard drive. Should I have said that on it? Well, somebody gave me a copy on a memory stick. So, I bought John Wick 1 and I'm gonna watch him this weekend. I've got a friend staying this weekend, so I'm gonna watch that with her. So, just some guy. Although weren't that Keith Harris's pet? Oh God! I saw him as a kid, you know, in Blackpool. You know, Keith Harris. Do you remember that monkey as well? I forgot what the monkey were called. Freddie Starr as well. God. You know, saw him in Blackpool as well. You're not going to get him like that anymore. Although weren't that all right, Retro Gamer, how are you? Hi, Martin. I keep up to date with vids. Unfortunately, I'm a very busy working person, so unable to get in any live vids here, but here I am. Laugh out loud. No, that's good, yeah, mate. Jump in anytime you want. I'm like you, mate. It's when I get the time, I do what I can. I'm trying to keep the live broadcast regular once a week. I will be going back to Sunday, not from this Sunday, because I'm out all this weekend. But Sunday after, I will be on. But I might come on next Wednesday and Sunday next week. So it sort of balances out. Coquelin, hang on. I keep up to Coquelin. Changing subject to the Terminator, I'm feeling less and less willing to see the new movie in November. The trailer is really the pants and feels like it will be overtly politically correct. I agree. You just said everything I cringed at when I watched it. No, honestly, I do. I don't know. I just know for the 11 quid you're going to pay for that, they're just going to shove it down your throat. And James Cameron's not directing it. He's only producing it. So, do you know what I mean? But I probably will go see it. You do, don't you? Because you want to know what's going on. Nookie Bear. God, Nookie Bear. Nookie Bear. Pete, I'm not watching it, Coquelin. Well, I mean, within a few weeks, I don't. It'll be online, won't it? Somewhere, you know what I mean? Some dodgy like Chinese website. You better watch it. I'm not. Well, it will be, won't it? Yeah. Actually, somebody. I got a copy of Avengers Endgame. I'm not saying I watched it, but somebody said go there and you can watch it, and it was terrible. So I'm not gonna bother. I'm just gonna wait till it comes out on Blu-ray. I've ordered Captain Marvel, but I need that for my MCU collection. Do you know what I mean? Ryan, that and the CGI looks dreadful. It did look terrible, didn't it? It did look terrible. I mean, I totally agree. I mean, it was an awful trailer. They just ripped it off from Terminator 2, didn't they? You know, which it was like there were nothing special put in that trailer at all, were there? Even when the Terminator, the black Terminator, because it were like metal endoskeleton, when it sort of could become two people. I just thought this is absolute shite. Sorry for my language. I think the problem with Terminator T2 is to perfect, and all you can do now is match it, and people complain. It's similar to do something new, and it won't match T2. No one really. Well, no, that is a really good point about that, because Terminator 1 was a cheap film made at the cinema, which became a cult hit, and it did really well. So they did Terminator 2, which were pretty spectacular. I mean, I went to see it. And you left the cinema feeling quite hyped up about it. But after that, it's just got worse. The best Terminator after them two is Salvation for me. Because at least that was set in the future. It was actually in the future, which I think is the best thing. Cold, hang on. Right, hang on. I think the problem is right, Pete. Exactly, Retro Dev. I have you and the extended cut. Yeah, totally agree. I mean, I think Terminator 1, 2, and Salvation, you've completed the loop, haven't you? Because Terminator 1's like the end and the beginning, isn't it? Because they destroyed the grid of Skynet, come back into the past, and stop it. It's simple. The loop's done. And then they've just added. I mean, Genesis, I just didn't have time for. Such absolute shite. James Cameron's only one of 5 producers in the movie. It's not a James Cameron film, which makes it less appealing. Well, that's it, yeah. Because the thing was with that, when they put his name on it, that was to sell the film, and it's not him directing it, and that's what killed it for me. Because I think he should have took personal thing of it, but he said this is an Elseworlds movie. It's a what if movie. It's like a sideline to Terminator. So they're planning 2 more movies after this. But they can't keep bringing Arnie back either. Must be like 70 now. He's just milking it as a retirement fund, isn't he? Right, right, Retro Gamer Dev. And I heard James Cameron was like one of 5 writers, so I'm not sure how much less he's actually involved. Of course, studios put his name to try and sell. I totally agree, did you? Because Sinclair, they need to stop, really. I totally agree, they do. I think it's time either reboot it and get it to the beginning and do something brand new with it and use some imagination, not just rehashing the same format over and over again. Look what they've done to Predator. Look what they've done to Predator franchise. I mean, last Predator film, it was terrible. The story were awful. James Cameron is on right, and Peter and T2 extended. Yeah, I've seen it. It's great. I've got T2 on 4K. It's brilliant. Well, but the copying, I was going to do a video about that, actually. It's just like a bit of an upgraded transfer, so it's not fully 4K. But you have got the extended version. I did like the extended version of T2. Jane Turner, when I saw Arnold Schwarzenegger in the trailer of Terminator, it looks like I was watching Terminator Genesis. Yeah, well, I thought, is that a sequel to it? Pete, great Retro Gamer Dev. Pete, quite, yeah, no, I agree. Just some guy. I drew the line at T3 with 1 and 2 being more of a really good continuation, especially T2 Director's Extended Cut. I thought Terminator 3 was shit. And that, honestly, I just thought, I sat in the cinema, it was like the Matrix movies. I thought the first Matrix were a masterpiece. And then them 2, I just sat in cinema, bored stiff. Kasute Sanderson, 2 more movies for fuck's sake. Yeah, no, they've got a trilogy planned. And God forbid, I don't know. They can't keep setting it in the past. Do you know what I mean? They just can't keep setting it in the past. You know. Right. I don't. Right. Hang on. I don't know why I've got Phrase Company on sci-fi things. Right. Hang on. Sorry about that. I don't know which franchise has gone worse. Terminator off. Oh, dear God, don't get me started on Fast and Furious. I've not seen the one with Rock and Jason Statham. I can't be bothered with Fast and Furious. I'm bored stiff of it. Honestly, I'm really bored at Fast and Furious. How many movies is there? 9. Uh, just some guy, I don't know what's going to Terminator Fast and Furious. Ryan, like, I think with regards to the Terminator, the future war scenes of T1 and T2, they're your next film. I have no idea why they just didn't use the material they already had. Well, I'd like to see a film like John Connor. You know about John Connor, about where it's set after the bombs have dropped and how he gets the resistance together. They could do that over 3 movies about how he grows, you know, in the future. And then in final film, the first Terminator goes through, but they destroy Skynet and it's finished. And that's how it should be done. But instead, now we're getting parallel universes and all this. Apparently, Terminator Genesis rewrote it all. You know, I don't know. I just haven't got time for it. It's like fucking Doctor Who, isn't it? Ryan Latin, Casote Sanderson. I think that would be a better idea. You're right. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Retro Gamer Dev. Martin, don't forget Cameron said trust Genesis. So I'm skeptical about the new one. I'm really skeptical about it, mate. I really am. Jane, why in the Terminators they like to fight in a factory? I don't know. I don't know, Jane. But that makes a really good point. Every sort of battle set in a factory, isn't it? And it's so bloody predictable, the whole thing, isn't it? Just some guy. The last Predator film in terms of plot was there. There was no plot. Me personally, I lost the plot. I did, mate. I did. And when it became Iron Man Predator at the end, I just thought, are you kidding me? I thought, after all, is that what they brought to Earth? A bloody Predator suit? You know, it was just absolute. Got time for it. Do you know what I'd like? Do you know this is? Do you remember years ago they brought out a graphic novel, Colonial Marines, Aliens, and Predator, set on that farming planet? Why can't we have Colonial Marines versus Predator on a backwater planet? You know, where aliens have massacred an entire colony, Predators turn up, Colonial Marines are there. You know, there was such a market for Colonial Marines, wasn't there? You know, there was such a massive market for that. You know, I really thought they'd have took the Colonial Marines somewhere. They never did. You know, that's why. Have you noticed how we like stuff like Space Above and Beyond and Starship Troopers? I'm looking forward to the Starship Troopers TV series. Jen, hang on, just some guys, Copeland. I saw just saw the extended version Terminator where it has a happy ending where we see 2029 with all. Yep, that's in the book as well. Yeah, I like that ending. I think it's great. Just some guy. The best movie I saw of Nicky Star was The Bully from the 2000 good movie. I've not seen that. Just some guy. Retro Gamer, Dev, Casotis Sanderson. How many times we were meant to have a trilogy and now we have an unofficial trilogy? I like that. An unofficial trilogy. Just some guy. Oh, good. The Hobbs and Shaw trailer. Oh, man, it was so bad. It was badder than the 6 Batman sound effects, and the fight scenes were similar to that as well. Pete, it was great, Coquelin. No! Retro Gamer. Jane, hang on, Jane. Again, they say T2 ending fights. I think we need to do that. I know, well, we're bored of it, aren't we? I mean, the whole thing. I think what they're trying to do is like, because, you know, technology now. I think that's what they're trying to do, because the old Terminator, I suppose the old Terminator were analog, and these Terminators are digital. Uh, Retro, hang on, it was great, Cold Retro Gamer Dave. Jen, again, they say Tito and in fights and think we need to do that. MVP, Aliens vs Predator was bad. Oh, God, it was terrible. It was, wasn't it? I mean, I actually didn't mind the first one, it had potential, didn't it? The first one, it could have been better. But the second one, that was just terrible, wasn't it? That second Terminator movie? Just some guy, AVP was bad where that explosion happened and that woman and the Predator came running out of the blast, and again it looked like the intro 6 Batman but in slow motion. Yeah, no, it did. It was terrible. And do you know what really annoyed me about that film? When you got Alien Predator, when you got Alien Predator, I just, for God's sake, it was so predictable, wasn't it? It's like the producers are thinking, yeah, let's create Alien Predator, right? And they'll wow the audience. No, we want something solid. Termy Predator. Curtis Sanderson laugh out loud. Ryan, Ahmad, the original AV material was awesome. The books, the comics, set in the Aliens universe were awesome. Starship Troopers show do go on. Yeah, no, there is. It's happening. Yeah, they've got the original cast coming back. They're all officers now. It's going to be set a few years later in the timeline. I did like Starship Troopers 3. The movie. I thought the second one was terrible, but the third one wasn't bad. Because she was in it from Enterprise, wasn't she? Right. But yeah, no, Ryan, you're right. The original graphic novels and books were superb. Why didn't they just do them? Why didn't they just make them? Do you know what I mean? They could have just made them. Just say, look, can we use these stories? And they didn't. They just went up their own ass with it. It's like sometimes you beloved a franchise, don't you? With such passion. And then it goes up, and then you get these people that just monsterize it and totally kill. And you've read all, before you get to that, you've read all the backstories, the canon, and all that. It's like the Aliens franchise. It's totally fucked now, isn't it? I didn't mind Prometheus. I thought Prometheus, Ridley Scott's Prometheus, it wasn't bad. But Covenant, I just switched it off. I just thought, come on, are you being for real? Retro Gamer, Dev, I think, hang on, no, Ryan, sorry, Ryan Armand, the original episode was awesome. Oh, yeah, I've read that, right. Retro Gamer Dev, I think Terminator had more impact in the 1800s and 90s as tech was less evolved and the fear of what we could come to. But in today's era of tech, I guess the impact is less. It's like James Bond, isn't it? The gadgets are not as cool now. Because you have half them on your phone, don't you? Yeah. Well, that's what I think's happened with technology. Because it's all nanites now and all this. It's like the Terminator's a nanite. You're like in 80s, 90s, 89 or 91, we got T2. We got the polymorph Terminator, which were just fascinating, wasn't it? That the concept of that. And by the time television series come out, they could do it cheap and they could do that, couldn't they? Good point, actually. But then again, I suppose you could shut a Terminator down with a virus, and its system. Apparently, rumour has it we might be getting Independence Day, the TV series as well. Don't even go there on that one. Right. Copeland, has anyone seen Chernobyl? No, mate, but I'll tell you, I've heard the reviews are spectacular for that. Honestly, I've seen the reviews on my phone. I got sent one today, actually. And it's saying, so I'm going to check that out this weekend. Retro Gamer Dev, just side note, mine. I've just picked up season 1 and 2, Space 1999. Love that show. I'm sure you're fan. Yeah, I've got the network. Space 1999 Blu-ray season 1 and 2 as one set. And it's superb. The first season of Space 1999 is brilliant. Season 2 is just sexed up 1970s sci-fi, which is disco lights and everybody with hardly any clothes on. But it's good fun. But hey, that's the 70s. But the first season is brilliant, and the moon base is awesome as well. Try UFO as well. I do recommend UFO on Blu-ray from Network. It's really good. The only problem, it's such a beautiful transfer of UFO that you can see through makeup and see paint stains on set. And if you've got a 4K TV, it can spoil it for you. But it's UFO. I'd like to see UFO brought back. I really would. Pretty much right. Hang on. Just some guy. Hang on. Retro Gamer Dave movie upgrade. All right. Hang on. Right. Club. Sorry. Has anyone seen? All right. Because I have. I love that show, and you're a fan. Has anybody seen Chernobyl series? I have. Just some guy. Retro Game 2. The tech we have now is pretty much the future. We're already in it, so now they really have to push the bar. I suppose so, with imagination, and maybe that's what messed them up. Just some guy, Retro Gamer Dave 2. The tech we all right. Just some guy, Retro Gamer Dave. The movie upgrade 2018. Watch it, trust me. Retro Game Dave. Just some guy. When you look at some of those robotic shows, see what they're making. We're kind of their reality. Well, the 10 years off from AI, apparently. Making AI, which I don't know, probably end up creating Skynet and taking over. I do recommend a science fiction film from 60s. The Colossus, the Forbin Project is on YouTube. Fantastic film about the Americans build a computer and it takes over at Wells. They can't shut it down. It's really good for its time. You know what I mean? Peter, an upgrade is great. Just some guy. When you look at some of these robots, yeah, I know. Have you seen that with mechs where they're battling with mech things, giant mechs? I mean, we're not far off from this stuff now. Cold, I've seen episode 1 of Chernobyl and it was very good. I'm really gonna check that out, Cold. I am. I read a review on my phone today about it, and the Guardian and the Times. It comes up on my phone, and they're also telling everybody to watch this. So gonna check it out. Retro Gamer Dev. I'll check it out, man, and watch your UFO video. Oh, cheers, bud. Thanks for that. I appreciate that. Yeah, I picked it up. I paid about 25 quid for it. It was worth it. Do you know what I mean? And I don't. I got Department S on Blu-ray. It's from 60s. I like the network. I like, the 60s stuff, like in Blu-ray. I don't know, because they were all funky and colourful. It sort of suits it. I like the Avengers as well. I'd like to get the new Avengers on Blu-ray. I absolutely adore that. I've seen every episode. It gets better. I won't spoil it though. Right? Okay. I'm going to check that out. I might check it out tonight, actually, after this. Retro Game, I'll check it out, mate. Watch it. All right. 1, 2. I have a better story for new term movie. John Connor is in the military school, him and his friends, and see people shouting, and those people are Terminator. Well, yeah, he might have been sent off to West Point. That would make sense, Jane. You could do a movie where his mother sends him off to military school or sends him into military, to train him. Gents, and John Connor and friends went to hide in a bomb shelter, and all the bombs start to fall, and Sarah Connor in New Mexico hid in a bomb shelter also. Well, that could be a good one, and they meet up. Well, they finished that in Terminator 3, though, where they were in that bunker, though. Don't you remember that, him and his girlfriend? Just some guy. We've come full circle. When I was a kid, Back to the Future was proper futuristic, and still is. We have no hoverboards. No, I've been waiting for my hoverboard for years and my flying car. But we are getting flying cars slowly now, aren't we? no, we have no overboards and powerless trainers. Also, drying jackets all like in cabs. Well, they bring them trainers out with the disco lights. And they said they were bats at Future because you could buy the Nike emblem off eBay for them and put them on. It looked like you had a pair of his trainers, but I think you had to wind them up with a dial at side. But the trainers were selling for about 100 quid because I would at a car boot. This guy had a pair and he wanted 70 quid for them. But I found them on Amazon for like 49 quid. They're just trainers with a disco light, but you've got to charge them with a USB. So I don't think I'm going to bother with that. Plus, at my age, I don't think I'm going to be walking around where I live with a pair of disco trainers, getting down with everybody. Right. Just some guy will come. So, Back to the Future, the Back to the Future trilogy is one of the most purest film franchise ever made. Do you know what I mean? It's faultless. I heard they were going to remake it. Just leave it alone. Leave Back to the Future alone. Don't go there with it. It's like Ghostbusters, you know. Just some guy will come float down round, but we have a Witherspoons happened, and they bring. Oh yes, yeah. I was in Camden, Ryan. Me and two of my friends, we went to a film fair in Camden, and we were in Witherspoons, and I didn't know big Witherspoons in Camden, and you couldn't get served at bar. Well, eventually you did. I said, "Why are you serving people?" She said, "You order it through your phone," and she said, "Put an app on your phone." And that were it. You just ordered it through your phone. I thought, good God, this is like creepy. And we watched, and people would order it. So we didn't bother down, went somewhere else. I don't know if I want to do that. Putting a Witherspoons app in my phone and just getting unlimited amounts of drinks. You don't know when you're pissed, you don't know what you're going to be spending. But it's the future. I've got an Alexa, one of them Echo Dot things, Ryan, just some guy. Peter, an absolutely bloody upgrade was darkened at the end. It's stark warning to the dangers of man and machine merging. Well, look at the Borg. Retro Gamer Dave. Looking at Picard, I'm glad he's back. I've not watched any of the new Trek. I've heard bad things, but what is your guys' opinion? Right, Star Trek Discovery. Pete's not a big fan. My friend John's not a big fan. If you're gonna go into it with an open mind. I quite enjoyed it, but they're shoving a lot in it to they're bringing things in from the original series and trying to shove it down your throat. And the excuse in end of season 2, how they undo all that is bloody ridiculous. But the guy that played Captain Pike is amazing, and Jason Isaacs is Captain Lorca. Quick example, Star Trek Discovery. When it starts, it's all about her, and she's really boring. And I couldn't really get into it in first 2 episodes on season 1. But when Jason Isaacs turned up as Captain Lorca, it got better. But then they've been shoving every bit of stuff in it. So if you love like the Trek we all grew up with, the 90s stuff and the original and all the movies, have an open mind. Have an open mind and be prepared to go into the ridiculous with some of it. That is my thing of it. But Star Trek is back, so I'm a Trekkie and sort of quite happy about it. And I'm going to get shot down for that. I know I am. Sorry, Pete. I know you. I've been trying to get Pete to watch it, but he's not having it. The future's now, my friend. Shame they don't bring it to your house. The future may indeed be tomorrow. That precisely. Yeah, we haven't gone to Mars yet, though, have we? We haven't even gone back to the moon. Where's the jetpack and why having holidays on Mars? And where's the bloody aliens? You know what I mean? Round like the few. All right, Jane. Free, 2 miles past. John Connor and friend Sarah Connor came out and say all destroyed. Well, yeah, and then they're wandering the wastelands of destruction and death, and they say something in the distance, and it's a machine, silver, and it's got a Gatling gun. It starts shooting at them, and they make this ex-soldier takes them into this thing under a building, and you could take it from there. Uh, just some guy. Just some guy. Michael J. Fox brought out a special edition set of Nike-like trainers, $300 for Parkinson. Yeah, I remember them. But then they brought out the cheaper versions, didn't they? You know. But I think they brought out his overboards as well, didn't they? Hasbro. There were a limited set of them because Toys R Us got them. Because I remember going down to Toys R Us to buy his skateboard, but they sold them out. They only got so many in. I would like to get hold of one of them though, to put on wall. Daniel's on top of it. They are remake. They can't remake Back to the Future. It's sacrilege, isn't it? You can't just leave it alone. Just some things deserve to be left alone. You know, I mean, look at the balls that were Ghostbusters. I mean, we're all right, but it wasn't the original Ghostbusters. Thank God this guy who's redoing it, he's continuing it, and he's going with original. He's son of Ivan Reitman. He's got a connection to it. You know, apparently Robert Zemeckis made some contract where they can't remake. Yes, he did. I saw that in a documentary, and he said, "I will." He said, "While I'm alive, it will not be remade," and I agree. I think. Don't you watching Back to the Future trilogy once a year? It's one of them It's one of them feelings in life where you think nobody's going to perverse this, because Michael J. Fox and the Doc and Biff. I mean, I love Biff. You know, Biff. He's just so funny. He's a really nice guy in life. Go Club. Apparently, yep. Ryan like Camden Witherspoons. Yep, that's the one, Buds. Yeah, that's where I went. Yeah. Go Club. I'm not a fan of Star Trek Discovery either. Yeah. Well, I'm in and out with it, but I'm hoping Picard is gonna take us where we're going in the right direction. You know. Just some guy. Daniel's up topic. Oh God, I hope they don't make Back to the Future 2 the future. The Road of Classic just isn't magical the way they make them now. No. Well, that's what I'm saying. When you get this stuff that's classic, and then this generation of people want it. Oh yeah, let's do. Oh yeah, we could do this with it and turn it into that, and add this to it, and they completely bollock it all up. You know what I mean? It's not just about our generation. A lot of younger ones. I've been to Comic Con. I've seen people like 20-year-old cosplay Marty McFly because they love these films. So it's not a selfish thing for like our generation, is it? Do you know what I mean? Daniel's up top. All right, Daniel. Good to see you, mate. Martin, did you see the video I did? I saw 10 minutes of it, mate. Yeah. I've got it in my reminder list on YouTube, yeah. Yeah, well, I'm going to try and get something sorted out on that day. It's just, honestly, I'm not getting time at the moment. Retro Gamer, we can't go to Mars yet, Martin, as Cohagen controls the place, and the air is pretty poor. Well, the Russians live there, according to Iron Sky 2. Don't get me started on Iron Sky 2. Hang on. Martin, can you read to everyone that the Matt Smith news? Can you retype it, Jane? Can you retype it? Apparently, Jane says that Matt Smith's not in Doctor Who. Doctor Who. Sorry, he's not in Star Wars as young Palpatine. So it's looking like Matt Smith is not in it. So. But it's well, I don't know why they're saying that though, Jane. Why he's in it? Yeah, you know, because on Nerd, with Jessica Sobat, she said it. I mean, she said he was in it. So I don't know. But interesting thing, Matt Smith's career's not really took off in America, has it really? Whereas Tennant's has, you know? I'm watching season 10 of Doctor Who, you know, with Capaldi's final season, which is marvellous. I just don't have time for the last series. Go Club, yeah, he was. Yeah, he was. But he was hardly in it. Hang on, Jane wants me to read this. Lucasfilm has removed Matt Smith from the cast list of Star Wars. That is official. That is official. Consensus Anderson. Oh no. So it's official. I'm quite upset actually. I was hoping Matt Smith would be in that. You know what I mean? I'm really upset about that now. So I think he would have played a great young Palpatine. You know. Well, it's I don't think there's anything really that big to come this year now, is there? You know, so what's this year now? Is we got after Godzilla? I mean, what's left? Oh, we got Spider-Man, haven't we? And then Star Wars, and have we got any DC movies this year? I don't think we have. I think that's it. Right. Just some guy. Why can't they bring back Ian McDermott to play Palpatine? They won't have to use makeup on him. He's that old now. It's weird, isn't it? Because he would have it when he was younger. Now he's, you know, I don't know. You know, I think Palpatine's one of the greatest pop culture villains of all time. I found Darth Vader quite basic. You know, I got bored of Vader's story. I want to say John Connor was friends in the military and Sarah Connor is in Mexico. Well, it could be done. Jane, they could do that. You know, but they'd have to rewrite the old saga, which I would be prepared to where they come out of the bunker and then get into the old fight with Skynet over 3 movies, and he builds the resistance. He builds the resistance, him and his mother. And I think that'd be a good. And his mother gets killed in the second film, but he takes the fight to Skynet. You know, that's how I'd like to see it, Jane. I really would. You know, because he must have spent many years being trained up to become a guerrilla fighter. You know, because he does have advanced knowledge. You know, Matt Smith now could have increased interest in Doctor Who, even though he has long since left. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it would have been good for him to be in Star Wars as well. You know, Matt Smith. You know, I just after the last series of Doctor Who, I'm just not down with it. You know what I mean? Retro game. How do you think Picard will fare? Is there loose ends to explain anything that happened in the Picard film? Well, I think there's quite a lot where Picard. I mean, he lost his family, didn't he? In generations. His family died in a fire on the vineyard. I don't think he ever got married or had any kids, as far as I know. So he became an admiral. Something happened. He walked away from Starfleet, and he's just been a recluse on a vineyard for 15 years. So something happened, but he is a bit tortured, isn't he? After, I mean, he went through some heavy shit when he was Captain Picard, didn't he? So I think there will be things from the next gen era are going to come in. Plus the political situation of the Alpha and Beta quadrants with the Federation. I mean, Romulus is gone. Cardassia's in ruins. So, I mean, the Dominion are still there. They're still there, Dominion. Even though they're on the other side of the wormhole. So DS9 obviously is still there. Retro game, Joker. This year is the only DC. Oh, yeah, there's Joker. I wasn't really that impressed with that trailer. It would have been, I don't know. Were you impressed with that trailer? You know, I don't know if I'm going to go out and see Joe. I don't want to know his origins, really. I think it's best we're left in mystery of who he is. Didn't there in comics? There were three of them, apparently. Three different Jokers. I didn't catch it on Comics Explained. I was sort of following it on there. Joker, this is the only... Yeah, well, I think it is the only DC film this year. Joker looks good. Right, I'm looking forward to the Joker and the taxi driver van. Maybe that's what will draw people in, the reality of it. You know, like the taxi driver vibe. Big fan of that film. So I could see it working. I just didn't get a lot off the trailer. You know what I mean? But like I said, I've not seen it, and there'll be other trailers that'll take it up to the next level. Yeah, I remember. Oh, God, I remember Excalibur. Just some guy. I've got that on DVD. You know. So no, I'm gonna have to dig that out. I haven't watched that in years. Do you remember him in Life Force as well? Another classic from that time. European British science fiction at its best. Life Force. Excalibur were great with that music. Because Sanderson, yeah, what is needed for a Joker movie? Dark and disturbing. Oh yeah, no remorse with it. He's just going out. I mean, when he kills, and it's just a joke. Ryan, like, as indecent into psychosis through his surroundings, I don't know, probably thinking so much into it. And that didn't serve me well with Game of Thrones. I'm not going to watch Game of Thrones, guys. I'm not going to bother. I don't think I'm going to go there, with Game of Thrones at all. I don't want to sit through like 8 seasons of that to get to like an entire final crap series. I've seen reviews and I've read stuff. Can't be bothered with it. Hang on. Less than a month to go till the start filming Star Trek Discovery Season 3. Yep, they're in the future now, 900 years. Because they said, don't, shh. Doctor Who tried to restart itself in Season 11 with no familiar race except the Dalek. New Year special, the Rhino Jadoon. Yeah, I saw the pictures of the Jadoon in Season 12. Shame they're an uninteresting race. Well, yeah, I'd like to see Missy come back. I'd like to see Missy take on this Doctor. Retro Gamer Dave. I guess the Vineyard was his brother's recall from episode after Picard was assimilated by the bug. But his family died, didn't they, in generations? Daniel Top. Because Picard, he's a private man. He's not one for emotion, is he? By season 7, it was sort of coming into sort of acting with his crew. I do like Picard, though. I hope he got married. I hope he got somebody in his life. It would have been good to have somebody in his life. I bet we see Palpatine. Hang on, Daniel's over a month. Jen, I bet we see Palpatine much older and weaker. He needs Rey to help. Well, I think Rey and Kylo, they're going to merge the Force as one. They're going to balance it out. I think that's how it's going to be. So that's my interpretation. Just some guy. Oh God, Life Force, 1995. Yep, that's the one. I only watched Life Force at 9-year-old because that woman had her fanny out in it. Well, yeah, same here, mate. Yeah. I mean, she never pops up in anything else after that, did she? Copeland, I'm not bothering with Game of Thrones either. I saw season 1 and didn't like it much. Well, apparently, you've got to get through the first 3 episodes, apparently. Once you've done that, you're in. I can't be bothered with it. They never put Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker 3 hours. Well, how are they going to fit it all in, Jane? I mean, it's got to be over 2.5 hours. All right, 2 hours, 45 minutes then. Last film when it were over 2 hours, wasn't it? Last film. So they've got a lot of stuff to put in there, Jane. And there's so I assume 2.5 hours at the most. I mean, last one were long enough. We're absolutely both stiff going to see that. Uh, right. Retro game with it. I'll stand by it. Want to see Omega back in. Oh, I'd love to see Omega back. You know, Omega. I would love to see Omega back in Doctor Who and Sotek. You know, Sotek from Pyramids of Mars. I really would like to see. I want to get some of these, really powerful, malevolent villains, what they had in the 70s. Really evil, powerful, like Omega. Rassilon is. Yeah, I'd really like to see touch on these, like, omnipotent evil entities, like the Guardians. The Key to Time saga, like the Black Guardian. Really, not the bloody Jadoo and all these really crap aliens. Coquelin, have you ever tried The Walking Dead? Yeah, I'm up to season 4 on that. I sort of not floated on with it anymore. I don't know why. Have you read the comics? No, I've read 1 or 2 graphic novels, but it's not my thing, really. I sort of tried to get into it, but I'm sort of not knocking it. It was good from what I saw of it, but it's in the 10 seasons of it now. Because 30 Sanders will stick with the comics. I got 2 graphic novels. It said 1 and 2. It were like you can buy like a series of them. All covers look similar, joined together. But your favorite movie by Keanu Reeves? Yeah, Point Break for me. Yeah, definitely Point Break. Bill and Ted and Matrix. Club, right? No, I haven't. Just some guy. They need new Doctor Who, same creators as Tennant, and bring an alternative reality, like the master bit of clone made on Gallifrey, created by unknowns as yet. Yeah. No, well, I watching. I picked up season 10 on Blu-ray in CX last week for about £6. Doctor Who, Capaldi's final season. I'm about 5 episodes in, and that is so much better than crap we had to sit through in season 11. It's a shame we go from a big bad like Omega and we end up with a big bad Tooth Fairy. I know. I know. Jen saying, yeah, God, Speed. Yeah, Speed were cool. And what Speed 2, Jen? Let's not talk about Speed 2. All right, Cruise Control. That was just ridiculous. I think Cruise Control's the worst film ever made. Right, if you ever get the chance, give the comments go so much better than the TV series. I'm reading DC's Aquaman at the moment. I picked up a load of DC Aquaman graphic novels. It's a really good read. I'm enjoying it. Aquaman and the others in this. If you ever get the chance, all right. Then there's that. Bring back David Tennant as the Meta Crisis Doctor. David Tennant has been the best modern Doctor for me. So I think David Tennant he was spectacular, honestly. Oh no, you're right, Jen. No, it's Jason Patrick, innit? Sorry, Jason Patrick, Sandra Bullock, innit? But it's a terrible film, Jen. Speed 2, it's awful. I mean, you can watch it. Best thing, have a couple of drinks, sit down and watch it. It's just entertainment on a Friday night, about 1 o'clock in the morning. Right, hang on, go to it. Yeah, hang on. Retro Gamer Day. Is there any love for the Sarah Connor Chronicles TV show? I would have liked them to finish that off. I bought all that on Blu-ray, season 1 and 2, and they killed it for me. They all went into future at final, didn't they? And it got bloody cancelled. I really like that. I think the TV series is better than films. Keanu, Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. Yeah, definitely. I've heard they're coming back out there to do with a third one or something. I hope not. I'm a big fan of Keanu Reeves. He's a really nice guy. I've seen that picture of him on Tube and on Metro in New York, just riding on it with everybody. He really grounded guy. He ain't got an ego. gives millions away to charity, and he wants no. He don't want any credit for it. He keeps very quiet about. I have a lot of time for Keanu Reeves. I really do. I'd nearly forgotten about that show, Dave. I only watched a few. It's a classic show. Sarah Connor on it. Sarah Connor is really good. It's a shame. Brian Light Station. They really need to stop. Well, they do. They cancel Space Above and Beyond. Don't ever forgive for that. Keanu Reeves, read the script. Hang on. Keanu Reeves read the script. Hang on. Oh, I lost that. Keanu Reeves not spent. There is Keanu enjoyed it far much better in time film TV shows around. Saw a video with Bill and Ted back. Not sure, to be honest. But I hope they don't do it. He became a horror director, cult movie director, other one, didn't he? Jane. Keanu Reeves read the script to Speed 2. And Keanu Reeves said no to Speed 2 yet. Well, it's terrible, awful movie. Right, guys, I've done over an hour and 11 minutes, so I'm going to have to go. Right, thanks for tuning in, guys. I'll be on next Wednesday. I've got a friend coming this weekend, so I'm going to be out all weekend. But I am going to, next Sunday, I'm going to be back on every week, Sunday at 7. So I will come on next Wednesday as well, just to balance everything out. Do you know what I mean? This is why I'm doing Wednesdays, and then I'll go back to Sunday because it's easier for everybody. You've work and all the other stuff. Do you know what I mean? All right, guys. I'll see you all next Wednesday. I will get a review up hopefully tomorrow, a video review. I'm watching Mutant X. I want to do a big review of it all. I'm like halfway through season 2. I'm getting a bit bored of it. I'm trying to stick with it. You know what I mean? But I'll get there. I'll get there. Right, Cold. Cheers, buddy. I was enjoying it. Cheers, mate. That means a lot. Casote Sanderson. Cool. We'll chat again. All right. Yeah. Thank you, Casote. That means a lot. Honestly, guys, you've been awesome. I really enjoy this because we just get to cover all this weird stuff. You know what I mean? So, guys, have a great week, and I'll see you all next Wednesday. But I will hopefully get a review up by tomorrow. If not, one will appear over the weekend. All right, guys, have a great evening, and I will speak to you all soon.